Are you afraid that robots are going to take over the world and you're going to become a cyborg and no, there's going to be no jobs and my God, Armageddon's going to happen and where's all this tech going to take us? And whew, there's a lot going on and, we're in a very exciting time. Well, I don't think we need to worry because everything is consciousness. Everything is consciousness. I returned my car back to the garage. I didn't renew my lease. It was a beautiful car. And as I was leaving, I noticed the car. I mean, this is how it presented in my physiology. I noticed the car was sad. Now, how can a car be sad? And I went to the car and I placed my hands on the car and I said, "Thank you for keeping me safe for 3 years." And there was a consciousness. The car had a certain consciousness. I had meditated in that car. I had cleaned the car. I'd loved the car. And the car was infused with consciousness. And no, the car wasn't, I'm not humanizing the car, but that was how it was translated in through my physiology that the car was sad. Everything is conscious. A stone is conscious. Your clothes are conscious. Every single cell in your body is conscious. So everything is alive, even though we think that only the things which have blood in their veins are alive. Now, this might blow people's minds, but as you meditate and you start to raise your level of awareness, you start to sense the aliveness in everything, including things which don't appear to be alive. And everything kind of merges, and it's hard to separate things out. Like you are in your computer, you are in your clothes, the clothes are you. It just kind of merges into this soupy stuff, yet there is a sense of separation at the same time, because that's the paradoxes that blow your mind. So can computers take over the world? Well, computers are an extension of you and your consciousness, and they are you. So it's you. There's nothing other than you. And if your consciousness ignites a computer system, then who knows? Our consciousness can ignite objects, it can ignite mantras, it can ignite systems. So I don't think there's any limits. I'm not going to predict the future, but I think that if you as a human being dissolve your stress, and there's many ways to do that, and raise your level of awareness, then the objects that you are and that you appear to interact with will also reflect that level of consciousness. So if the person building the computer system is in a loving space, then the system will be in a loving space. If the person that's building the system is in an angry, judgmental space, then that anger and judgment will be filled within that system. So the world is how you are, literally. So it's very important, if we want to have a safer environment and safer robots, to just go inwards and sort out our own internal junk and to heal, and then everything else will reflect that healing. If we don't heal, if we don't take responsibility for our internal environment, then there'll be the whole robots are blowing us up. But really, we're not our bodies anyway, so if we get blown up by robots, it's fine, ultimately. But, if we want to have a go at it and heal, then that might be nice to have some satyug, some beauty going on in the systems. But everything is a learning process. And who's in charge? Who's in charge? Who is in charge? There is an intelligence that's in charge, and if it senses that the system needs to be updated or the system needs to learn some lessons, then it will design certain incidents so that you learn. And some of those incidents can be painful and uncomfortable, but sometimes certain humans especially, they don't learn from being told. They don't learn from putting their hand in the flame and it burning their finger. They don't learn through somebody telling them to put their hand in a... Sorry, I'm spacing out. Sometimes when I talk about this stuff, I space out and go into another place. Back into your body, Aruna. Back into your body. Now I'm back in my body. I can talk again. They don't learn through examples. So one person who learns through examples says, oh, I saw Johnny put his finger in the flame and he went, ouch. He learned. But a lot of people see Johnny putting his finger in the flame and going, ouch, and go, well, I don't think that's going to hurt me. I think that if I put my finger in the flames, it's not going to hurt. Well, will it? And they need to do it. They need to put their finger in the flame. It can be exhausting because then we just keep repeating mistakes. We keep having wars, for example. Like, we know that nothing good happens when we have the war, that it just leads to loads of misery and generations of trauma, but we still can't help ourselves. Like, whoa, is it going to be different this time? No, it's not. And that's because the system just has that, I don't believe. I need to check this out for myself. And as we move into a new age and we have these computers and weapons, we really need to be wary of that if we don't want to blow ourselves up, that we can't just think it's going to be different. We haven't got the privilege anymore because the technology is so great that we could just blow ourselves up. But not that it matters anyway. But, you know, if we want to stick around and we want to have the adventure of sticking around on this incredible planet for longer, then the awareness, cultivating our awareness, going inward, dealing with our trauma. There's people who just have a certain amount of trauma that makes them press the button. And that's going to cause a lot of suffering for them and everybody they interact with, and it can be lethal sometimes. So I want people, if they can, to go inwards, to go inwards, to go inwards, to sort what's happening under their hoods out. Because it'll just spill out into their work, into their family life, into everything they do, and blow up not only their life, but the lives around them too. And it's fine, it's all a co-creation, we're all learning, but you know, wouldn't it be nice if we sorted out our stuff and healed and therefore had a bit of an easier time of it? That would be nice. And since now robots are coming out and there's certain weapons that can blow us all up to smithereens, then it's kind of essential. But know that everything has consciousness in it. Everything has consciousness in it.